Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Candace. I'm Candace and we're going to be conversing today. We're going to talk about how I achieved this green goddess TeFiti from Moana look using Mehron cream makeup. So this was my very first time using this makeup, and it's called cream makeup, but it's really body paint. It's a body skin safe paint for cosplay and things of that nature. So I got the color green. I knew I wanted to do a TeFiti look, but I didn't want to cover my whole face. So I ended up doing half of a TeFiti look and then half of a basic Candace normal makeup look. What I found very important with this makeup is on the directions on the back, it says highly pigmented cream based makeup for body and hair. So I could have put this in my hair and it would have been fine.
Are you sure? Yes.
Also, it says apply with a sponge, brush, or fingertips. Wash it off with cleanser and water. And then very importantly, it says do not use red, yellow, or orange in the eye area. And don't use blue or green around your lips. So I guess whatever this is made of, they put certain dyes that are good for certain parts of your body and not. So I'm glad I read this because I absolutely was going to cover my lips in green as well. So let's go step by step. With this look, I can tell you what I used, what mixed well, and what didn't. I started off using Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I wasn't really sure if I should use a primer with this makeup or not, but it actually worked out well. I used it on both sides of my face, and then I went into doing my eyebrows. On the eyebrow that I wanted to be dark brown, I used the Crayon Case eyebrow pomade, and then on the eyebrow that I wanted to be green, I used a green eye pencil, and then I went over it with a darker pomade as well. I didn't want it to be a bright green. I didn't want to actually dye the hair. I just wanted like a green background on my brown hair. That actually worked out really well. And then when I went to clean up underneath my eyes, on the green side, I used LA Girl Pro Concealer green concealer. That's usually used to correct like red spots if you have lighter skin, but I figured if I was going to use green eyeshadow, I might as well use a green base for the eyeshadow. On my regular eye, I just used a regular tan colored concealer, and I brought that all the way down my lid to have a nice light base for the eyeshadow that I was going to use. The palettes that I used to create that green eye look were the Crayon Case Box of Crayons palette. It has a bunch of primary colors in it, so I used the green, and then I went over it with a deeper olivey color from Juvia's Place, the Nomad palette, and that just kind of deepened up the green without it being too dark. And then I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette to get like a green golden halo look by putting the little strip in the middle of my eye. And then to do my regular eye, I just used the colors from the Jackie Aina palette that I always use, which were Edges, Credit, and Sponsored, and kind of created a halo look, but something more neutral. The next thing that was important to me to do was kind of put a line down my face so I know where I wanted the green paint to go, as well as the regular foundation. I didn't want to mix it because I wasn't sure what color it was going to make. So I started with the green side and I just started to pat it and rub it all over my skin. Didn't want to rub it in, but I wanted to make sure that I applied it the same way I applied foundation. And what I found was as I was putting it on, once it began to dry, if I touched it with the brush again, it was taking it off my skin. So I had to be very careful just to stipple it on and not brush it off. It's not like regular makeup where you can build. It's very sensitive to touch, honestly. And I only needed one layer, and I just needed to make sure I stippled it and I was staying safe with the look that I was trying to do. On the other side, I used my Fenty Pro Filt'r foundation in the color 430 and just covered my skin. I did color correct on that side. I wanted to make sure that my hyperpigmentation didn't show through. So I did color correct on the side with the foundation, but not the side with the green paint. And to conceal under my eyes and down my nose on the green side, I used that green that I used to line up underneath my brows, and I didn't know how that was going to mix with the paint. It ended up being a little bit too light, so I just put some green eyeshadow back over it, but I wanted to have a contoured look even with a whole green face, and the only way to really do that is to mix various greens. It obviously worked out fine on the foundation side. I'm used to doing that all the time, but that green really gave me pause. I was not sure if it was going to work out or not. To have a contoured look, I used the darker green around my forehead area as well as on my cheeks. I wanted to make sure I had some definition in my face. That worked out really good. And to contour on the Fenty side, I used the Fenty Mocha Mommy bronzer like I always do, and just got a nice little shadow on my face. I wanted it to be symmetrical, but just different colors. I used black liner under my eyes on both sides, as well as a black liquid liner on the tops of my lids on both sides. And then I kind of filled it in with a little bit of green liner to just smoke it out, but green. The one thing I was worried about was I going to be able to use setting spray on the green makeup? Was it going to mess up? Was it going to be blotchy? And it actually worked out really well. It did not mess up the paint. It actually, I think, made it stay longer, which is what setting spray is supposed to do, but I wasn't sure of the composition of the green, what it was made of, if it was going to mix with the MAC setting spray, but it did. It did what I needed to do. I did do an inner corner highlight, which I love to do. I use gold on both sides, and then I put on my lashes, and those were the TeFiti lash from Abroad Lashes. Those are the lashes that I always use. I love them so much, and they were just super fluffy, super flowy, and gave a great little vibe to my look. I also made sure to bring the green down my chest because I wanted it to look like I was an all green goddess on one side. And then I brought the Fenty foundation down the other side, and I had a nice little uniform look on both sides. It really did look like I was half person, half goddess. The next thing I did was cut off some fake flowers that I got from Joann Fabrics, and I just used eyelash glue to stick them on my chest just to give it more of a nature type look like she has in the movie. And then I took a little bit of purple from the Crayon Case palette and I put it on my cheeks on the green side. I wanted to have like a little blush, and purple just seemed really nice because the flowers that I was going to put in my crown were pink, and purple and pink just work out great together. And then on this side, I used Mocha Mommy as usual. I finished off my look with the Crayon Case liquid lip in the color Gumbo. It's a deep brown. It matches my skin. It's very earthy, which I thought was going to be great to go with the green, nature, grass, and trees, and browns and greens. It did. It worked out so good. And then I topped it off with a gloss because that's a matte lip. And sometimes I just need a little bit of gloss on my matte lip. The last thing I did was take a garland with green leaves, pink and white flowers, and some little berries on it. Measured how long it should be around my head to make the crown. I did pull off a few flowers and put them in different spots so that it was more full in the front than in the back. I just put it on my head. It just gave me a whole TeFiti vibe. I was feeling like a goddess. I really love that look. I think the only thing that could have elevated the look is if I were to have like a green full-length dress on with like vines and like the whole cosplay vibe. But for a first go around, I was super excited. I love this paint. I'm gonna get it in all colors. I'm trying to be different characters, trying to be like a Smurf or whatever. I'm trying to do all the colors. So I really love this Mehron paint, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm going to use it. I do recommend it. I would say if you're going to wear it and it's your first time, try it out for a day first before you go out for like an evening look to a festival or trick-or-treating or whatever, just to make sure it works well with your body chemistry. But overall, I love this paint. I enjoyed the look. And if you want to see the complete walkthrough, head over to my Instagram page and you can see it there. Thanks for watching this episode of Conversations with Candace. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will get to them ASAP. Until next time, y'all have a good day.